All right, guys, welcome to another episode of The Shifter Show, brought to you by Elite Moto Tech. I've been talking about these guys for a long time. I run their products on my bike. Absolutely the hands down best levers in the world. Elite Moto Tech's easy pull levers. Use code SHIFTERCREW at checkout. And also super excited to announce our new partnership with Law Tigers. Or if you or someone you know has been hurt or injured in a motorcycle accident, call 1-800-LAW-TIGERS. All right. What's up, Frank?
What's up, buddy? Thanks for having me on. This is great.
Dude, thanks for coming. So I don't really announce it. I don't want to tell people when certain people are coming on, but I've been asked about having you on a bunch, so I know people are going to be excited. But Frank from FDR Foundation is on today. And you said this is your first podcast ever?
First podcast. Yeah. Popping the cherry today.
Just no pressure, dude. It's not like there's cameras in here or anything or a microphone recording everything we're saying. We're good, right?
Yeah, exactly. Just two guys talking. It's all good, man.
It's just a conversation. That's what I always tell folks. I'm like, just come in and bullshit with me. Like, have interesting people on, and you know what I mean?
That's cool.
Dude, I met you at, it wasn't, the second time I met you was at the Bikes and Brews that Live Fast put on. The time before that was at Chopper Fest?
It was Chopper Fest.
It was Chopper Fest, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it was Chopper Fest.
Yeah. I think you had a couple beers that day.
I had more than a couple. It was a good time. Everybody's been so receptive of us, and every booth I went into, hey, you want a beer? I'm like, well, I can't turn it down. Sure, I'll have a beer.
Yeah, of course I want a beer, dude. I keep talking about it, like telling everybody and talking about it on the podcast and shit, because I said the other day, like, I can do 90 days sober. Like, I hired a coach and did the whole thing, and then I was like, I can do it. And I'm like 6 days in, I'm like, I guess we're doing this.
That's cool. Right on, man.
So I'm drinking the Arizona today.
Right on.
Frank's going to hopefully polish off that fridge for me so I don't have to worry about it.
I'm drinking Shifter Crew. I don't even know what the beer is, but it's really nice.
The mango carts, you never had
Mango carts. Yeah, those are awesome.
They're good. I think Gabe brought those in for me.
That's cool. Yeah, we just picked up 805.
Oh, no kidding?
Yeah. Steve from Speaking picked up 805 for us, so it's as a sponsorship for the race team, and it's been great.
Dude, we got to talk about, there's so many things we can cover here.
A lot.
So let's jump right into it, man. Like, I met you at Chopper Fest. How long has the foundation been around?
Foundation was started officially, with our 501c3 and the whole 9 yards. I believe it was February 8th of 23.
Okay.
And that's when, when I started taking money and whatnot. But it was an idea for quite a while.
Right.
I wanted to do something special in remembrance of my son. And that's what the FDR is. It's Frank Dean Rosales. And we're just trying to do some good stuff in his name.
Right.
Yeah.
Man, that's because I've heard about you take catastrophic motorcycle accidents, right?
Yeah. Victims and families dealing with catastrophic motorcycle accidents, we help them out. And what we do is we step in whenever there's an accident. There's always a downtime, usually 30 days. It could be up to 90 days where there's no income coming in. If it's loss of life, it usually takes about 30 days to get a death certificate, so there's no money being transferred at all. So we step in that time, and we help people just monetarily with that. But bigger than that, with my experiences, I made all the mistakes. You know what I mean? I gave a bunch of my son's stuff away right away, which you can't get back. I just made all the wrong mistakes, and I'm able to mentor people with loss of life, and then I build hospitals, so I have a big network with hospitals and caregivers and stuff like that. So we're able to help out with that as well.
Dude, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I have a construction. That's what pays for all that. That's what pays for the race team.
I'm like, hang on, we got to back up. And there's so many things here I got to ask about now.
Yeah. But we do a lot of work with Casa Colina Medical Center. We've done a tremendous amount of work with them, and they sponsor us and they help us out, quite a bit with just getting people in to help them out. Loss of limbs, physical therapy, and things like that as well.
So you're probably getting a ton of people like, hey, I had a fender bender, help me out.
Well, that's the whole thing with it. It's catastrophic. You know what I mean? Right. What usually qualifies that is intensive care. If you make it into intensive care, then you're an applicant. But we do a lot of other stuff too. I mean, we're doing a huge toy run with Lifestyle Cycles. I believe it's December 14th or something like that. So we raise money for that. We help assemble toys. Last year we cooked 2,000 hot dogs. So, I mean, it's not just motorcycle related. It's everything. You know what I mean? You're
benefiting the whole community.
The community. Well, we try to. And it's just trying to do some good stuff for for people, and just outreach, just feel good. That's what it's all about. And we help veterans too. You know what I mean? My son-in-law is a veteran, combat vet, and he, he's a big advocate for that. So I follow that as well. But whoever needs help, we're there for him. But our mission is motorcycle accident victims. That's mainly it. That's what we focus on, because I'm pretty good at that.
Yeah, you're like,
I'm good at crashing them, and I'm good at yeah. But Yeah, so that's what we do. You know, we raise money through donations. Last year we had a raffle bike that Scott McDaniel from Scotty Speed and Metal built for us, and we were able to raise a bunch of money with that. A big portion of that went to the Velarde kids. I remember you came to that event that we had, and just trying to do some good, man. Just feel good stuff, you know. And it's therapeutic for me. You know, it's almost selfish for me because it heals my loss, helping people out. You know, and I stay so focused on that. You know, just focus on the good, you know, and that's the way we roll with it.
You're one of those guys too. Like your personality is pretty contagious. Every time I've ever seen you, it's been exactly the look on your face right now, dude. Like it's just this positive. And I didn't know the first, I don't know, half a dozen times I was introduced to you. It was like, hey, this is Frank from FDR. Oh, hey, what's up, man? But like I didn't know about the foundation. I didn't know anything, you know?
Well, that's what we're trying to do is we're just, this year, well, since 23, we're just doing every single event we can, just trying to get our name out and get out there and let people know that we're here. You know, we're here to help. We don't need anything in return. Just, you know, just let us help you out, you know, and, traveling all over the place, man. Me and my buddy Dave, we've traveled all over the United States, you know, putting up our 10x10. And
is that your business partner or your?
It's just my best friend that, he's just kind of tagged along with me, and he's just my support group.
He's
you
like,
know what I mean?
You know what? I'm in here with it.
Like, he's there. He's there. He's there from the beginning. I've known him for a million years, and he's just got my back on everything that we do. And if I say I want to do something, he's all for it. He's like, okay, where are we going? You know?
Yeah.
And it brings me back to the first event we ever did was Texas Hill Show. And
I've heard of that.
Yeah, so those boys are awesome out there, you know. And
that was the first one you ever did?
That's the first one we ever did.
You're like, fuck it, we're going to Texas.
Dude,
first
so
thing.
It was crazy.
Forget bike night, we're going to Texas.
It was crazy, man. So they invited us because I've got a nice bike too. I've got a 94 that's all showy.
I heard you got a few bikes. We're gonna come back
I got
to
a few
that.
bikes too.
We're gonna come back to that. Doug, make a note of the few bikes.
But Dustin sent me an invitation. I think his name was Dustin. He sent me an invitation and to go out there. And I hit him up and I said, hey, man, I'm really honored to get this, but I have a foundation now. He said, how much for a booth space? And he said, just come on out, I'll hook you up. So I went and bought an RV, got an enclosed trailer, and we just jumped in this thing untested. And Dave and I just jumped in it and jammed out to Texas. And we're driving. I mean, there's like two time zones out there. It's just, I mean, we were driving for days.
Yep.
And we pulled up there. And
was this in the whole rig? Did you have the whole big rig at the time?
Yeah, that pusher diesel that I have. Yeah. So I never even drove the thing more than a mile, you know. I never towed with it ever. So we just jumped in that thing just blind, not knowing what we're gonna do. Took a couple bikes out there so that we could ride. And then we got there at night and there was nobody there. And we're like, oh man, what are we gonna do now? You know, so we camped out in front, and then we got up in the morning and there's nobody there except for one guy. And it's this big giant dude. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to ask him. He's got to be part of this. And it was Jay from Left Lane.
From Left Lane Syndicate?
That's it. Yeah. So he was the very first person that we ever met. And he's this big dude. And I went and talked to him and we really hit it off. And he goes, okay, I got you guys. I told him what we're all about. We didn't really know what we were all about. We didn't know what we were going to do. And he says, just stick with me. And he knew everybody there. Yeah. And just took us under his wing, and which is, you know, he's got huge span. And introduced us to all the cool kids, and we got a warm welcoming from all the people in Texas, and it was off to the races. But that dude really stuck with us, and you know, because it was intimidating. You know, I mean, I've been riding since '88, and but I've never been on this side of it, the vendor side of it. You know, so to be a spectator and then get into it, it's kind of intimidating because you got to know some people, you know, and I don't know anybody. You know,
you got to like the first time, like, all right, so this is our pop up. Like, I guess we're gonna we like practice opening.
Oh, dude! So we didn't even test out the easy up or nothing. You know, I think I borrowed a tablecloth from Lifestyle Cycles. So I didn't have that, and a friend of mine sent me some rubber keychain, like little gadgets, and I made keychains out of them. So I was just passing those out. You know, we didn't have any kind of literature or anything, so we just jumped in both
nothing.
feet.
Just here you go.
Yeah, just here you go. So that went really well. Got to meet great people out there, really great people. They're still friends with now. I met Hans. He's I can't remember his last name, but I met Hans. He has got a great twin cam that Ramjet built for him. Tony at Ramjet built for him. Okay. He's like, you got to meet Tony.
Tony's the man, dude.
Tony's the man.
Tony's the man.
Tony's the man.
He's always been super supportive of us when we go out to Arizona.
Yeah, he's a super great guy. And then I finally got to meet him at Born Free 23.
Okay.
And I told him what I wanted to do, and I told him about the FXR that we're going to be raffling off, and he just told me anything and everything that's in my showroom that you want for this bike, you can have it. And I was just like, damn, awesome.
He's that kind of guy, though.
Yeah,
he really
great
is.
guy. So, and he came through with his word. He got me a bunch of parts, and we threw it on the bike, and off to the races. It was great.
And that was the first raffle bike giveaway bike. Because I remember you gave me a ticket too for the show for my
Yes.
bike show.
Yes.
You're like, hey man, here's a hoodie and a raffle ticket.
Yeah.
And my buddy Johnny won it. And I was like, submit that.
Yeah. So that was the first one we did. We've got another one planned for this year for 2025. And just good stuff, man. Just feeling good.
Dude, yeah. I mean, that's like I was saying earlier, like your energy really is contagious, man. You come around, I'm like, oh hell yeah, Frank's here.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Thanks,
like
man.
just like
it hasn't always been that way though. Life-changing events for me, of course, when I lost my son in April of 21, I just did a 180. You know what I mean? I was a workaholic. And it's just life-changing things happen, through tragedy. And it really changed my life, and it's easier to do good than do bad. It's easier to smile than to frown, and I know who I am, it's just positive stuff.
Yeah. Well, dude, you're doing a lot of positive stuff. And
I'm trying.
You are. Like you can say you're trying. Everybody else knows you're doing.
No, I appreciate that. But I mean, it takes a village. You know what I mean? I've got a great team. I've got a staff at work. I own Trinity Construction, and I've got a staff over there that just incredible people. You know what I mean? And they know what I went through, and they just stand behind me. And the fact that I have such a strong base with my construction company enables me to be able to do all this stuff, to come here on a Friday. I was gone for a week at Born Free Texas with the guys out there, and without my base, without my awesome wife, Terry, and without my business partners, Devin and Joe Lotzi, and then my project managers, Brian and David, and then my superintendent, Colby. I want to get them all in there.
You're doing a great job of not forgetting anybody.
Yeah.
Like that just covered it. You're good. Nobody's going to be mad at you for sure.
I think there's a couple other ones. There's Connor and a few other kids that were in there, but without the help of them, I couldn't do any of this stuff. You know what I mean? And nowadays I show up at the job site and they're just like, "What are you doing here? What
you
do you need
you
something?"
said you walked in, you had the day wrong the other day.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Oh, nice of you to join us in your Hawaiian shirt and flip flops."
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. I forgot I told you that. Yeah. I walked into a meeting not realizing it, and I was wearing a Hawaiian shirt and flip flops, and that wasn't so cool. Not when it's mandatory hard hats and safety vests.
Yeah, no, that happens though. You'd be all right. But man, so you've got a couple of bikes, I've heard.
Yeah. I've got an addiction to FXRs, and I've got a really nice 94 FXR that my buddy Scott McDaniel built for me, ground up. I love it. It's in my living room. And then today I rode my 85 twin cam that Scott built for me as well.
You rode that down here?
Yeah, I rode that down here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
All the way from up north?
I'm in Upland, so it's not that far.
Okay.
Yeah, so rode that down, but that's my favorite bike, you know, and I'm afraid, I mean, I own two race bikes, but with the M8s in them, but I'm afraid to ride one of those lowrider S's or any of the new bikes.
Have you
I know
never ridden one?
I've never ridden one. Yeah, I'm afraid to, man. Yeah.
All right, keep doing that.
Oh, yeah.
It'll get you. Like,
yeah.
when the M8 first came out, I was one of those guys, like, I had a Dyna at the time, and I was like, Harley's so stupid. They're getting rid of the Dyna. And then I rode one of those M8s, and I was like, they're going to sell a lot of these.
They're going to sell a lot of them, dude. They're wicked fast, you know?
Yeah, and they're so much easier to make fast.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
It's way less work required.
Yeah, it's nuts, dude. It's nuts. And the newest bike that I have, I just gave to my son-in-law. It was an 03. I call it the not the unicorn, but the Holy Grail. I mean, it's the T-Sport, 03 T-Sport.
Yeah.
And I gave that to him, and that was the newest bike I had. And now I'm just rolling around on a 1985 twin cam. When were you born? I think I heard it say about 89.
92.
92. Oh my God, I'm so old, man. Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 55.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
95, man. I bought my first. No, my son was born in 95. Yes, you say 95?
92.
92.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Jeez.
Yeah. Dude.
Yeah. I'm the old man just hanging out with all these kids. It's rad. It's rad. And that's healing too for me. You know what I mean? It's just like my race team and all the guys that I hang out with, you know, the low side guys and just everybody. It's nice for me to hang out with young people. You know what I mean? It's just, it's rewarding. It's nice because they kind of look at me, you know, like for, you know,
Some
advice on
guidance.
stuff, you know, it's like, so that's healing for me as well. Like my race team is just a godsend, you know, my race team and then the foundation people and we call it the not the deplorable, the degenerate traveling circus, you know what I mean? And it's just, they're all just great guys and it's healing for me.
Yeah. I've literally been going down the road and like seen you with the big FDR trailer, like hitting up to Live Fast or something. Like I've seen that before and I'm like, oh, there's Frank. Like,
yeah.
hey.
Did you see that truck? That big
Yeah.
drive? Oh, my wife hates that thing, dude. She hates that thing so much. Yeah. She says, you're selling this thing. Cause we didn't even get We went up.
What is it?
It's a 1999 4700 International.
Okay.
Crew cab, dually, but it's I don't know what it's rated for, like 2.5 tons or something like that. But it has air ride seats in it and the whole 9 yards. And we got up to the
What's wrong with that? That sounds great.
Yeah,
This sounds like a good deal, dude.
Oh, yeah. So we get up to the 210 freeway and we're going on the 210, not even a mile out. And we hit a bump and her whole drink just went all over the place. And she goes, this is just not going to work.
This is just not going to work. You know what?
We're getting rid of
this truck.
thing.
This truck. I just spilled my drink. This truck's not going to
Yeah,
work.
we're done. We're done. And then it was just hopping the whole way there. And she's like, this isn't cool. So I let some air out of the tires, hoping that would help out. It's just like not happening.
Not happening. Nothing's going to change what we're
So
doing.
it's for sale. Anybody that wants to buy a truck like that, I'm going to get a Sprinter van. So
that's kind of what we're thinking, dude.
yeah,
Like
I think Sprinter van's the way to go, man.
it's the way to, yeah. I need something that I can put like 2 bikes in and maybe sleep in if I need to.
Yeah, definitely.
That's basically what I need.
I just got a call from Steve from Till Death Cycles, and he's selling his. So in 1999, I think he wants like 30 grand for it, 120,000 miles. So
Okay.
yeah, so it's there. I told my wife I wouldn't spend any more money until that I sold that truck. So I can't jump on that until I sell
Until
the
you
truck.
sell the truck, yeah.
But I know
But then
Steve's truck's pretty nice, and he sleeps in it and travels all over.
Once you sell the truck, you all kinds of money to spend on a new one. Like,
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
good to go. Dude.
But I think the Sprinters are the way to go.
That's kind of what I've been thinking. Like we were looking. The most kind of pain in the ass part about Shifter is honestly like the load up. I have a 1500 Chevy. Like I have a nice truck, but
Yeah.
I don't have a trailer. So every time I'm loading
yeah.
up, there's like shit hanging off the back, and
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
never.
It's a nightmare, dude. I didn't really realize how much work it is. I mean, like just getting ready for an event or getting ready for a race. And I'm so OCD, that in ADD, it's just, everything's got a space. So
Right.
I load it all up, and then, like tonight, you'll come and watch us load it up. Like all my guys just stand back and they just sit on the tailgate because I'm so OCD. It's got to go. Everything's got an order and a way it goes, and the bikes are a certain way. And
And you're
my
gonna
buddy
put it in
Dave
just
knows
like that.
What's that?
And you're gonna put it in just like that.
It's just like that. Yeah, because everything's got a space in it. It's just stupid.
Yep.
I need to work on that. Talk to my counselor about it.
Yeah, therapy.
Therapy.
I've said that a couple times on here. I'm like, that's gotten me through some moments.
But yeah, it's a lot of work, man. This
Yeah.
whole vending thing that you guys do, it's a lot of work.
How many like shows are you going to a year?
Oh man,
All of them.
all of them.
Yeah.
all of them.
Just anywhere
you know what
you
I
can-
mean?
anywhere
it's
you
just
can
like
be.
yeah, and we're getting so busy that we're splitting up. Like
Okay.
my niece is coming to your
Yeah,
event
yeah,
tomorrow. I'm bummed on that. That should be a good time.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah, she just said she just went up and picked up the other truck, so she's all loaded up and ready to come to
Oh,
our place
she's ready to
tomorrow.
go?
Yeah, she's ready to go.
Yeah, we were, dude. And that was like, I called you a month ago and I'm like, hey, bro, I'm having an event. You want to come down? This will be great.
Yeah.
And you're like, Clay's having an event that day. And I'm like, what?
Yeah,
We're 3 weeks out.
conflicting. Yeah,
I was like, fuck, dude. And obviously both parties are so invested in what's going on. Like,
yeah.
Sorry.
But again, for me, it's just, I mean, we don't sell anything. I mean, we've got apparel, we got shirts but
Hoodies
did I
and
end up
stuff.
giving more
I still
shit?
have an FDR hoodie.
Yeah,
I still wear it.
Wear
yeah.
that thing, man.
Yeah, I do.
But like I spent thousands on shirts and hoodies and hats and all this other stuff, and then I end up giving it away. Chris gets pissed at me, Chris from Lowside.
Yeah.
Because I'll be trying to do the credit card thing. I'm like,
Fuck
fuck this thing, dude. Just take it. And Chris, with this Arizona Bike Week, Chris came over. He goes, no, get over here, dude. You're not taking that
Nah.
thing. And he came over and he got it to work. He goes, that's $25, dude. What are you doing?
Are you using the little reader?
I don't even know what. Oh, it's a square. It's
Dude,
a square
you
thing.
don't even need the square machine.
Oh, I know.
You can do
And
it on your phone.
I know.
Tap on the phone.
Dude, I'm a great carpenter. I'm just terrible at anything else, man. It's just
Like, I'm
stupid.
really good at woodworking.
yeah.
Yeah. No, how did the? I've been seeing the race team for a while, and I know you got Youngblood Clay on there. Like,
Yeah.
Tell me about that. How did that come about?
Oh man, that's a good story. So going way back, my friend Junior did a deal with my son Dean that we lost on an 03 Sportster.
Okay.
And Dean never got a chance to ride it. So it was up in Junior's rafters at his shop, and he put it all together for me. And April's a hard month for me, one, because it's my birthday, and two, it's a month that I lost my son. And so for my birthday's the same day as his wife's too. So we always do stuff together. So long story short, Junior rebuilt the bike for me, pulled it in the driveway, did it. It was a beautiful anniversary bike, Sportster, 1200 or something like that. I'm not gonna ride 1200. You know what I mean? I'll put it.
Yeah,
I mean,
not gonna happen.
Not gonna happen.
Yeah,
Not gonna happen. I'm 220 pounds. This is not gonna work.
Yeah.
But I appreciated it. It was rad. I put it in the garage. I put it in a little section over there. Kept it clean. It was badass. So Junior sponsors Costa Mesa Speedway.
Okay.
And I love that shit, man. It's just fun. So he was able to negotiate something with the owners of that so that we got a free booth. So I'm in our booth hanging out, and a I just love the racing. And he goes, I got an idea. He goes, why don't we turn that bike into a hooligan racer? And I'm like, done. I looked at my buddy Scott and I said, hey, he goes, that sounds great. I looked at his son, Lucas McDaniel, and I go, you want to ride that thing? And he's one of those stunt kids. He does all the stunts. And he goes, hell yeah, I'll ride that thing. So there we have it. Then that was Sportster number 1. So that's the black one. And 1250 kit. Lucas and Scott did all the work on that thing. They put the 1919 on there. And then it just kind of evolved. That's how I met Till Death Cycles. Yeah. Steve and Ernie and Gary and all the boys over there, Josh. And that's how I built that relationship. And then we got that bike all ready to go. It did a race. Lucas killed it. And then went back over to junior. So I'm always at a shop.
Are you doing races at BRL or Willow Spring? Or where are you doing races at?
Those are mainly dirt track.
CVMA. Dirt track.
Yeah, dirt track.
Yeah.
So I haven't got to the BLR stuff yet.
I'm sorry.
Oh, that's
because I'm like jumping
thousands
around
and thousands of dollars later. So I'm at juniors and I'm up in his loft and I'm like, and he goes, hey, I want to show you something. And we go up there and he's got this beautiful red Sportster. He's like, I never finished this thing. It's got Buell inverted front end. It's got 1919. It's got the Saddleman rear section on it. It's just a beautiful bike. I go, what are you gonna do with that? He goes, I don't know. You want it? And I go, how much? He goes, give me $1,500. And I'm looking at, I know the Hooligan 1250 kit on that thing's $2,500. I mean, it's the bike setup. It's got $3,000 front end on it. I'm like, done. So I got to talking to Steve from Speed Kings. We developed a friendship. And he goes, I got a rider for you. And I go, cool. He goes, you ever heard of Clay Braun? I go, no, I don't know anybody. You know what I mean? I don't know anybody. And he goes, I'm going to bring him to breakfast. Come meet him. He's a great kid. So I'm sitting there. I got
How old is Clay?
Clay's 27.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm sitting there and waiting for them to come in. Here comes this kid, dude. And I just went, holy shit. It looked like my son. It looked like Dean. And it just blew me away. You know, the same hair, the same swagger. 6'2". I was just like, what the hell? And he comes in and his mannerisms, he shakes my hand, my son would look right through you, shakes my hand, squeezes my hand, looks right through me, and I'm just like, I was just tripping. I was like, because they're not identical twins, but they're both,
just
6'2", long hair. Yeah, just their swagger. Even his mannerisms when we're eating, my son was I'm kind of a Nazi with etiquette. You know what I mean? He had perfect etiquette and he took his hat off. Just the whole 9 yards. And Steve says, before he even sat down, I'm like, oh yeah, this kid's riding the bike, whatever. This kid's rad. And we got to talking, and then that's how the BRL started, because he has the Pro Stock bike. Yeah. And I said, I'll tell you what, if you ride my Sporty, I'll sponsor you with your BRL. Done. Match made in heaven. It was just great. So it worked out great. And then left there, got the bike all ready for him, the whole 9 yards, put a bunch of money into it. Then I met Josh Rudlick, who was our head mechanic. And it's just all.
You've got a team, dude.
Oh, dude. I got the best team. It's capital TEAM, man. TEAM. It's they're just there. Like I said, I'm a carpenter, dude. We're done. We're not known for our scholastics, but we've got the best team. And then so I met Josh. We put a bunch of money. We put a 131 inside his bike, lightened it up a great deal, and then Clay gets in a motorcycle accident, and that was pretty PTSD for me too, because I woke up in the morning. And I go to bed early, and I go to bed at like 9 o'clock, and I get up at like 4:30 every morning. I'm in the bathroom, doing my thing, and my phone just starts going bing, 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 and I'm like, what the hell? I got all these text messages. Clay was in a motorcycle accident, boom, 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 and it was like at 11 o'clock, but my phone shuts off, or doesn't shut up, it goes sleep mode. Yeah. I'm just like, oh my god! So I wake up and I go out there, and my wife's like, what the hell's wrong with you? Because I was all tearing up, crying. I'm like, Clay got in a motorcycle accident. I know what's going on. Blah, blah, blah. She goes, give me your phone. So he took the phone, called his grandma. He's okay. He's going to be okay, but he got, he's pretty messed up. And so I got showered. I went to the hospital, saw him. And again, getting through that was healing for me. You know what I mean? Just seeing him and seeing the end of it. And, just because I wouldn't go, I build hospitals, but I won't go to them. I got to stay away from, because my son was in ICU for 4 days, and it was just extremely traumatic for me. And my family as well. But I made myself go there. I was there. I went to the hospital every single day, stayed with him, sat with him, the whole 9 yards. And it grew our relationship even stronger. I got to meet his mom and his dad and his grandmother and his sisters and brothers. And it's just like, I'm part of the family now. So meantime, Clay's laid up. He starfished a minivan, pretty good. Spun the minivan. I mean,
Starfish.
Oh, dude, it messed him up pretty bad.
I don't think I've ever heard that term.
That was his term, actually. I'm stealing it. But he starfished that thing and spun it all the way around. Lady pulled out in front of him, not his fault. And then it was a long road to recovery. But then I don't know. I'm embarrassed to tell you how much money I got into his bike invested. We got him a new suit. I mean, we had the whole program. I was ready to go. And in like another month, he was supposed to race. We were supposed to go to Nebraska to race in the whole 9 yards and start our tour with the BRL.
Right.
And I get a phone call from Robbie from Alloy Art, who's a huge supporter of the team. And he goes, "Do you know who Tony Slima is?" And I go, "I met him once before at a swap meet." And he goes, "He's the godfather of," Tony gets pissed when I say this, but he's the godfather of BRL. He started it all. He was the first one to have a dyno on the track. He went, he's the first one to put 17s on it, put slicks on it. I mean, Tony's the man. He says, "What if we give him a call and see if he'll do it?" And I'm like, "Let's do it. But first we got to make sure Clay's okay with it, Yeah. And so I met with Clay and I told him, I said, "Hey, we've got all these obligations as sponsors. We've got all these obligations. I won't name off all the sponsors, but we got to fulfill this contract. We have to, there's no contract, but we have to fulfill it. We can't just call it in. We can't
just be like, hey, no, not doing this.
Yeah. What do you think about having Tony Slima ride the bike?" And he goes, "Can we FaceTime him right now?" And mind you, Clay could barely talk. He's got both hands are incapacitated. He's got I don't know. He had a thing like this microphone that he could touch with a straw to text. His face is all blown up because he broke both his orbital bones here.
Oh my God.
He's just all blown up, and his face is all blown up. He's, just jacked up. And we FaceTime Tony. Tony's like, "Jesus Christ, dude, you look like shit." You? He's like, "Holy shit." And then I poke my head and I go, "Hey, Tony," he's kind of messed up, but Clay wanted to FaceTime you and let you know that he wants you to ride the bike. So it was off to the races. Yep. I reached back out to all my sponsors. They got Tony a suit, airbag, the whole 9 yards, and Tony's jumped on board, and he's podium, man. We drove all the way to Nebraska. He tore it up there. Then we drove all the way to Michigan. He killed it up there, and he's just awesome, man. So it's like he's getting after it. So then it's like, okay, well, Clay's ready because the BRL finals are November 16th and 17th. Willow Springs. Make sure you're there.
I'll be there.
You'll be. I know. Yep. I'm stoked.
Yep.
And but it's like, okay, so what do we got to do? And Tony says, "Well, I got a bike. I got to put it together." So we call Josh and we're like, "Hey, Josh, what do you think?" So we had a team meeting and Josh is like, "Let's do it, man. Let's put this thing together." So Josh pulled all his strings out of the hat and just made it happen, dude. And he built Tony a monster. We're calling it the Beast.
Okay.
But it's rad. It's a great bike. And hats off to all our sponsors. S&S came through with a 131. Dark Horse came up with the lower end. Alloy Art, of course, hooked us up with the front end. Swing arm, rear sets. I think we have Galfer gave us rotors. Yeah. Josh is a dealer for Brembo.
Yep.
It's just, and then, and Saddleman hooked us up with a bunch of, thank you, Saddleman, hooked us up with a bunch of plastics. And we're off to the races, man. It's going to be rad.
Literally
off to the
races, dude.
And I love it, dude. It's so much fun. So the flat track stuff's great. It's fun. It's cheap. You know what I mean? I'm not spending, $150 for a 5-gallon thing of fuel. Slicks are expensive, all that stuff. So I'd have been fine with all the other with the flat track stuff, but the BRL, man, there's nothing like that.
It's so addicting.
Oh, dude.
Like, dude, it's so fun. Have you been to like a Moto America race?
Oh yeah.
So I've been to those. I went to Moto America before I went to BRL, and I was like, man, I feel like I fit in here. Like when I went to the BRL race, I was like, oh, these are like my people. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this is fun.
You almost feel like you have to wear a suit and tie when you go to Moto America. Over here, you just take your shirt off.
Yeah.
Clay doesn't even bring a shirt to the damn place.
I don't know if I've ever seen him in a shirt.
Oh, I know. It's crazy. It's crazy. God, we did an event. Where were we at? Speedway the last time that we did the Speedway on the 28th of August. And Clay showed up. He didn't even have a shirt. And I send out text messages. We have these group chats, and I'm like, okay, tonight we're gonna wear the low side tiger print socks and the tiger shirts. Everybody's wearing them, except Clay doesn't even have a shirt on.
Yep.
You're like, come on,
bro, we're trying to be a team here. Like,
exactly.
He's like, nope,
Nope.
27, I do whatever the fuck I
Nope.
want.
Yeah, he's like, nobody wants to see me with a shirt on. But it's good times, man.
Yeah.
But Tony's gonna tear it up. We're really looking forward to it. We're going out to Button Willow on the
9th.
No, we're going out to Button Willow on the 2nd and 3rd just to do some more testing. Hats off to my sponsors. They hooked it up. They're taking care of that tab as well. But it's just rad.
Yeah.
It's just rad. Good times, man.
Dude, yeah.
Good times. And it's just, like I said, it's healing for me because I get to hang out with these young guys and they're just good dudes, man. I mean, you know what I mean? So it's fulfilling, that void of losing my son because, Clay's like a son to me now, and just a great kid. Just a great kid, and yeah, it's rad. It's just rad.
Dude, you're just out here getting it.
Getting it, like man. Loving life, dude.
Every aspect of it. Like,
yeah.
God,
I love it, dude.
Rad. Yeah,
I'm happy. Life's good. My wife's awesome. My 2 younger boys are great. They're down here at college down here. One goes to
SDSU.
Yeah. So
I bet he's having a big time.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he's like on a roll. I mean, it's funny, dude, because you think you'd look at him with his Toyota and his surfer kid, and he's just all about his school.
Yeah, no, that's right.
Yeah. I don't even think he's drank a beer before.
Oh, really? Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Keep it up, dude.
Yeah.
Keep
He's
it
a
up.
good kid. They're both amazing kids. And it's all because of my wife, because she's, she just smacks them around. We still we still believe in corporal punishment, spanking them.
Dude,
we beat our kids.
I've like before I had kids, I used to tell people like, "Hey, beat your kid or I will." Like obviously my homies, but like it'd be funny. I got in trouble on Instagram not that long ago because my dad used to say this to me, so I say it to my kids, and it's a joke. But with him, maybe not. But he listens to this too, so he'll laugh. But he used to be like, "Hey, do this, whatever." And if there was like any kind of like, I wouldn't say disagreement, but any type of like negative response that wasn't immediately yes, he'd be like, or I could just punch you in the head. And that's what he would say. Like, he'd be like, you can like go take the trash out or punch you in the head. Like that was what you did.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, well, I don't want to get punched in the head. So I say it to my son, obviously it's a joke. He's 4.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but we play fight. Me and him, I have a 4-year-old son and 2-year-old daughter.
Yeah.
And they fight nonstop, dude. Anybody that knows me is like, yeah, Taylor's kids fight each other.
Yeah.
Like bad. But I was at the beach and I forget what my son was doing, but I was like, he had sand. He was going to throw the sand at me. I was like, you throw that sand at me, I'm going to punch you right in the head. And he's like being funny and he throws the sand at me. And I just jokingly like,
yeah.
And then he thinks it's a game. Now we're playing, right?
Yeah.
So I posted this thing and it was like some kid being bad or something on Instagram or whatever. And I reshared it and I was like, because Dustin from LFG was there. I was like, you guys can ask LFG 1904. I punched my kids in the head. Instagram like flagged my account. I wasn't allowed to post for like a month.
Oh,
like
man.
It was like this whole thing. And I was like, that was clearly a joke, everyone.
Yeah.
But
Not really.
Yeah. Like
Not really.
The corporal punishment though, I'm with it. Like,
yeah, it's funny. Yeah, our youngest he's the most challenging, and he's gone to school.
How old is he?
He's 18 right now, but as a little kid, he's a little shit because he's just like my wife. You know what I mean? He challenges you. He does, whatever. And he's always got the last. My wife's the same way. She always has the last word, and he's a spitting image of her. And but he's gone to school a lot of times with handprints on his face. From my wife. We joke about it now, but
yeah, no, that's a part of it though.
Putting them in line, I mean, they're great kids. You know what I mean? They're also great. And then I have a daughter too, Alexandria. She's my pride and joy. She, I don't know. I mean. Master's degree from Duke University, project manager for Department of Energy. I mean, just a badass.
What?
I mean, she's the most incredible kid. Yeah, she's awesome. She's just awesome.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so she's got 3 kids. She's married to my son-in-law Patrick, who's the Marine Corps veteran.
Okay.
And they're just awesome. They live in Homer Glen, Illinois. And
where's that at in Illinois?
It's the suburbs of Chicago.
Okay.
Yeah, and yeah, it's just rad. I mean, life is good, man.
Yeah.
My daughter's a rock star, and she just had another kid, and everything's great.
Dude, you're a granddad.
I'm a granddad, bro.
Oh, dude, what's that like?
I know. It's rad. It sucks because I live so far away.
Yeah.
But it's great in the same sense. You know what I mean? Because they're just out of control. And then when we did the Michigan race,
where was that at in Michigan? I'm from Michigan, so I'm just curious.
God, I don't know. I should know. I could look it up, but it's Michigan. I mean, we swam in the Great Lake right there.
Was it like Holland or something? I think there's a track out there.
I think it could have been Holland.
Okay.
Yeah. Beautiful place. I mean,
was that the first time you've seen Lake Michigan?
First time, dude.
Dude, it looks like an ocean.
Oh, it's
People
rad.
don't understand.
It's incredible, dude. And so, we raced, and then we went over there on Saturday, And I'm like, dude, I got to get. I mean, I'm like, whoa, what? This looks like Newport Beach. You know what I mean? I mean, with the inlets and all this stuff, I never
Like
expected
South Haven.
that. South Haven, that's
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
So I grew up skipping school, going to South Haven.
Yeah.
Like for no reason, but that's
Yeah.
what we did. And it's got the inlet right there.
Oh.
There's like North Beach and South Beach. North Beach was always like a little rowdier when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And South Beach was like the family one.
Yeah.
But
yeah. It was incredible, you know. So after the races on Saturday, Tony podium, everybody's, you know, we're having a awesome time. I'm like, I have to swim in that lake. I have to go stay swim in it.
It's wild to swim in it too because it's fresh water.
Oh, dude,
like,
it's rad.
You're not all dry afterwards.
It was so great. It was so great. It doesn't have the sticky feeling like down. I mean, I love the ocean. Don't get me wrong, but it was really nice over there, and I couldn't believe it. You know, and the water was warm. The people were cool. I mean, we were like we were invaded that thing because all my guys like. They're all blasted on their necks and their hands. I mean, everybody's just tattooed, so it was kind of like
a little vacation.
Area.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's hardcore yuppie area, and
it's vacation town. It's like total.
Yeah. I mean, I've got all my guys. They look like they just got out of jail, you know, and neck tattoos and the face. I mean, the whole gamut. We come walking up, and everyone's just kind of like, "Oh shit, what are these guys?" Like, and we're waving, "Hey, how's it going?" You know, and got in the water. It was rad. It was rad. So I got to see I did that.
If you ever get a chance to go up to Northern Michigan, it's insane.
Yeah.
Like the blues in the lake up there, it's wild.
I've heard about that.
Like it's
yeah.
We do like my family does like a family reunion kind of thing up there once a year, and I don't go every year because I'm not going to Michigan every single year.
Yeah.
But like, my wife and kids usually go, and it's a totally very similar but different vibe up there. But people don't realize how beautiful it is. Like that lake is wild.
The weather was perfect.
You were there
the
in
track
like
was
June
amazing.
Or July?
I'm sorry?
Was it like June or July?
I think it was
August, maybe, if the lake was warm.
I think it was August.
Yeah. Because, dude, that's
yes, it was August because I couldn't go to Sturgis. I know all you guys were going to Sturgis, and I was going there. Yeah,
dude.
Yeah, I wanted to go to Sturgis with you guys. I heard on the podcast with he just cut his hair to a mullet.
Gabe,
yes, Gabe.
He did cut his. I didn't even think about that. He did cut his hair to a mullet.
He just did the mullet cut.
Yeah.
Gabe, you guys were talking about that area that you guys had.
Yeah, the Thunderdome.
Thunderdome, man.
The Thunderdome.
That was rad. So I was bummed I missed out on that. But next year, hopefully I can make it and hang out with you guys a little bit up there.
You've been up to Sturgis before, right?
Oh, yeah. Dude. I've been doing Sturgis since like the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm old.
I didn't want to say it, man.
I was doing it on a 4-speed kick only.
You look good for being 55,
Thank
though.
you.
Jesus.
Thank you.
But Sturgis is rad. It was my first time, and it's just a different thing.
Yeah.
Like, it is a...
Oh, really? You've never been there before?
That was my first time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I rode. I'll probably never do that again. Like, I was like, cool,
Yeah.
I did it. I got my pin that says I rode mine. My friend gifted it to me.
Yeah.
I'm done.
That's cool. Yeah.
I'm done.
That's rad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a good time. Michigan's awesome. You know, like I said, we podiumed again. It was great. Got to spend. Oh, that's what I was getting at. So my son-in-law and he brought my two older grandsons up.
Oh yeah, I totally just.
And it was just great, man. It was great. They had a little lake that they fished in, and it was just good times. Yeah,
so you got to see the grandkids, and
you got to see the grandkids, spend time with my daughter, and it was just awesome. You know, another awesome aspect to the racing. You know what I mean? I got to hang out with my family, so
you get to
it was
travel.
Cool. Yeah.
Are you from California originally?
I'm born and raised California. Yeah.
Where at?
Upland.
Okay.
I've never left. I've been in the same house for 30 years.
Really?
I went to Baldy View Elementary School, Upland Junior High, Upland High School. I've never.
And that's it.
That's it, man. I don't know. I'm just comfortable there. It's
yeah,
weird.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, and I started my business a million years ago too, so it's Upland based. So you know, all my business is right around there.
You're like Leonardo DiCaprio in Wolf of Wall Street. Like, I'm not fucking leaving.
I'm not fucking leaving.
I'm not leaving. We like all my family. Obviously, I'm in the military still, so my family lives in Michigan. My wife's family lives in New York, and I am not moving to anywhere where it snows. It's just not going to happen. Like Michigan's beautiful for like 4 months.
Yeah.
And then it's like okay for a second, and then it sucks.
Yeah.
Like that's basically, and New York is kind of similar. They're beautiful states.
Yeah.
But I got the taste of the Southern California thing, man.
You can't beat it. You can't beat it.
I don't know. I don't know if there's going to be any leaving this place.
Yeah.
Like
it's tough. You know, I just had early lunch with Dave, Lucky Dave.
Yeah.
And I was telling him where I live in Upland. It's like Mount Baldy's right there. So that's a big ski resort up there. So you have Mount Baldy. We're 45 minutes from the beach, 45 minutes from the desert. 2 hours for the river. So I mean, I'm really centrally located. So
Yeah.
that's why I love
The river, like out to Parker?
Parker. We have property up in Willow Springs. Willow Valley.
I'm
Willow
like,
Valley.
why the hell did you buy something by Willow
It's Willow Valley.
Springs?
Yeah, Mojave Valley, right below, above Needles up there on the Arizona side.
Okay.
And so we vacation there quite a bit. We used to vacation there more, but not so much anymore.
Yeah.
Now I race.
Yeah, I was saying now you're racing out. That's your vacation time.
Yeah.
Like, does your wife travel with you for these things too, or?
I try to get her out. Not too much.
Yeah.
Not too much.
She's like, I'm not going to this.
No, she's an athlete and she trains and
Okay.
she's like on her schedule and regiment. You know what I mean? So, and then she does. She has a business she runs out of the house, so she doesn't get away too
Yeah,
much.
I met her at it was the Live Fast Bikes and Brews thing.
Yes.
You guys were hanging out there.
Yeah,
Yeah. That was a fun event too.
That was dude, those guys are rad.
Oh, they'll be here tonight.
No way,
I
really?
swear to God. Yeah, they're
Who's
on
all
their way. Hubbard, Chad, a bunch of guys.
that's
I don't know.
rad.
I think Johnny Laney's coming down. My buddy Miles met up with them. They're all going to be here.
Oh, those guys are super cool.
Hubbard called me earlier. He's broke down. Steve.
They're riding.
Yeah.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, they came down. They were coming down for my event, and then they're like, "We'll come down Friday." And I was like, "Well, why don't you come down early Friday?"
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
So
super cool.
Those guys are coming down. Like Bulletproof Welder's coming down. My
Right
buddy
on.
Kevin's flying in from Washington.
That's super cool.
Do you know Ride Faster Pussy, Jason?
I don't know him, but I know who he is.
He'll be in town tomorrow. His
Okay.
kid goes to school down here too.
Okay.
So now I'm like, all right, I can talk my buddy into coming here because
Yeah.
his son goes to college here.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
So we can.
This is the place to go to college,
Dude,
man. I'm telling you.
That's what I'm like.
Dude, my kid surfs, so he's like, you know.
Oh my God.
And it's funny because they're all innocent kids, you know what I mean? And where UCSD's at, it's Black's Beach is right there.
Mm-hmm.
So my wife worked for Surfer Magazine for years. So my whole family, except for me, surf. I mean, I don't surf. I'm a carpenter, you know. I
Yeah.
don't,
That's what you said that multiple times. You're like, I don't count, I don't read, I don't surf.
Yeah. So, but they're all into surfing real big time. So, and then my kids are so innocent, you know. And then he goes down to Black's Beach. He's like, my wife's telling him, "Oh, there's this break right there. You got to go check it out." He goes down there. He's like, "What the fuck, man?
Yeah.
What's all these naked old people down here?"
That's the nude beach down here, dude. Yeah.
It was classic, and we were just waiting for it, you know.
Yeah.
Did you
just
see
set 'em
anything
up.
different down there? Yeah, a bunch of saggy balls.
The poor kid.
Gross.
You didn't warn him?
Hell no.
Oh, that's messed
He
up,
wouldn't have
dude.
gone.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have gone. So I
Yeah.
mean, once you get down that hill, you're committed, you know. So and then the break was really good. So
Mm-hmm.
now he's there all the time. He just has blinders on, you know.
Yeah. He's like, you know what? I'm just going right here. Like,
yeah.
So your wife surf too?
Oh yeah, she's big into that.
Okay.
She hasn't surfed in a long time, but she gets out. She can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like something I'm trying to figure. Like, I coach my son's t-ball team, which is the most fun and frustrating thing in the entire world.
Yeah.
Like, but
Oh,
I'm trying
yeah.
to kind of figure out the thing that like I'm into that my kids are going to be into. He's obsessed with motorcycles right now, and I'm
Oh,
like,
that's cool.
okay, I like this.
That's
this
expensive,
is fun.
though.
Yeah,
T-ball's cheap.
I'm like, he like wants. I think we're gonna get him one of those. What are they called? The little electric bikes that you see little kids
Oh
run
yeah,
around?
yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm talking about?
Those are cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it? Stasic. Yeah.
Stasic, yeah.
Yeah. I want to get him one of those. Like, cause we got him a Strider when he was like 2, and he had that thing mastered in like 6 months. He's like
That's
going
right.
down hills, and now he's looking at me like, bro, can I get something like?
Yeah, it's
something
time to
cool
step
here?
up.
Yeah. What are we doing here? Like,
Yeah, that's cool.
but yeah. Oh, we got our backup beer going. We're good.
Backup beer. Which
Backup
one is
beer.
this?
That's a Kona Big Wave.
Kona, right on.
Have you ever had that?
No.
Dude, I love that one. Anytime I see it, I buy it. It's a good one.
Cool.
Let me know what you think. Hopefully you like it. I just hyped it up. No pressure.
I like it.
See, it's not
it's
bad,
good.
right?
It's good. Yeah.
I don't see it everywhere, and so that's kind of like when I see it, I'm like, oh yeah, I'll grab one of those.
Right on.
But
Are you sponsored by them or?
Dude, I'm not sponsored by any. I have 2 sponsors. I have Elite Mototech and Law Tigers.
Oh, there you go.
So yeah, I'm getting Elite's coming down today too. They got a big knee-eyed sign, and then
Nice.
Cobalt Cycles as well. Sorry,
That's
Kevin.
rad.
He'll be here tonight as well.
Cool.
Yeah, to Granite Falls, Washington. So.
That's rad. No, I should have brought you some 805, man. They hooked us
Oh,
up, dude.
yeah. I think I sent them a complete blind DM like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, man, looking for a beer sponsor. If you guys are interested, let me know. And they
Wow.
never messaged back. But
That's
I
classic.
was like, that's kind of what I've been doing the whole time anyway. It's just
Yeah.
like, well, shoot or shoot. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah. I've just been so incredibly blessed. You know, like Steve hit me up to go to Born Free, Texas. Steve from Speaking, and I go, yeah, let's go, man. You know, I'll drive. I'm going anyways, so let's just go. And he's like, cool. So he got in the car. He came over to the house, got in the car. We loaded up, took off. Dude, we didn't even hit the 15 freeway, and he's like, I got an idea. He goes, I know this race thing's just costing you a fortune. He goes, why don't you make me your team manager? I'm all done. Before I even knew what it entailed, I'm just like, done, dude. Any kind of stress I can get off of me, just do it.
Yeah, take it.
And he's like, this is what I could do. I could do media and this and that and the whole 9 yards. And I go, great, because all the guys love Steve.
Yeah.
He's a master mechanic. He can fix anything. He's got a CNC machine. If we need it, he can make it. So it's just rad. He knows parts, he knows everything, he knows everybody in the industry. So by the time we got there, we had that all worked out. It was rad. And then we get there, and the 805 guy is driving over, and he's like, "Where do you want those? Where do you want this beer?" And I'm like, "Beer?" And he goes, "Yeah, get you some beer." And Steve's like, "Just sit it in the trailer." I mean, like beer,
like cases of it. Yeah,
that's rad.
Yeah, that's I think Cruisy Originals has a similar deal.
Yeah.
And I was coming back from one of the campgrounds one night. I don't remember who I was with. I think it was the Mid City Mike, who's sober. So me and him are walking back from one of the campgrounds, and we walk by Cruisy's camper, and there's like 18 cases out there, and I'm just like, we're gonna bring this back with me. I wake up in the morning, I'm like, why is there 29 beers of this 30 rack still sitting in there?
Oh wow!
But
I was on my bike ride. I brought you some. I've got tons, but I mean, just any little thing helps out because beer for the race, that's $200-300 easy.
100%. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So that helped out.
Yeah. For us, like, and right now, I can't believe I'm actually doing the sober thing, but like, usually we set the like koozies up and we do all the little, we kind of play the right way. And now I'm drinking like an Arizona, and I'm like, oh well,
those are good too, though.
They're good. Yeah. We usually I sit in here and like, have you heard of Tequila Dan? My business partner, Daniel Pearson.
No.
So it's kind of a running joke. It's not real, but it is real. Like once a year, Tequila Dan shows up, and he's a lot of fun, dude. He's the man, but he gets drunk on tequila, and he's just like this fucking maniac. Yeah. So I like sell Tequila Dan. Like he's like, I market him like he's a thing all the time. He's not. That's not who he is. Like he just drinks tequila once a year and gets crazy. But so when he came down, I had a bottle of tequila waiting on him, and I was like, "You ready to do a podcast?" And he was like, "I'm not doing that." So that's it. That bottle of tequila's still in there too. but yeah,
I get on tequila, I break out in handcuffs.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, it's allergic reaction every time.
Reaction. Yeah. Yeah, I think this might be the first. No, because I had there's been a couple guys I've had on that don't drink, and I'm like, all right, if you don't drink, I'm not gonna.
Austin.
You know what I mean? Austin.
Does Austin drink?
Austin actually, yeah. Austin doesn't drink, and I drank for that one, but that's I guess I just lied.
Yeah, he's a good dude. I haven't had a chance to meet him yet.
Dude, how fucking rad. You haven't met him?
Dude, how fucking smart is that guy? I just feel
way
stupid just
than me.
watching. Yeah, I just feel stupid watching.
Way smarter than me.
Oh man,
Dude.
his vocabulary and his library is just intense. But great. I mean, I love what he's doing. You know what I mean? The whole American made stuff. I mean, that's just rad. You know. And
have you seen like the original video when he announced that he was doing it? It's so cool, dude.
It's rad.
Like,
it's rad.
And it's super insightful to me to realize where all the, and I don't, in a lot of aspects, I don't care. Like, I'm going to buy the stuff that I want for my bike.
Yeah.
But to realize kind of where all this stuff is made and watch this guy's
or the
journey
metal
and
is made.
struggle. And like, he knows it down to where the rubber that is in the tires is produced.
Yeah.
Like the trees that they're grown on don't grow in North America.
Yeah. I watched it last night. I was tripping out.
Yeah. I was like, he's got it down.
Like, taking a Baker transmission apart so that he can replace two bearings because they're made in America. That's just, I'm like, wow, that's genius.
That's the level that he's taking it to.
Yeah.
And
it's super rad.
Fucking inspiring, man.
Yeah. It's super cool. And I remember like when I first started out, at FDR, I was just trying to brand. You know, I mean, everything I went around, put stickers on everything because I didn't know any better. And I saw his video and I reached out to him, and I thought it was like a what's the movie where the guy goes into Alaska, into the wild, you know, and I reached out to him like, hey man, I was just trying to get my sticker on his rig somehow, because he's traveling the world, traveling around, and I go, hey man, I'd like to sponsor you this and that, and I have a construction company, I can pay for fuel or whatever, and he's just like, I'm good, dude. Because I didn't know him. I didn't read his whole story or what it was. I had no idea that, he's this brilliant person who has a great career and he's got plenty of money. He doesn't need my money, but I was just trying to kind of connect with him a little bit. And it went south for me. He's just like, I don't need your money. Fuck off. But he didn't say that because he's too nice of a guy. But I felt stupid after. I'm like, oh man, I didn't mean to offend you, dude. I was just trying to get on board,
I want to be a part of this thing you're doing.
And I saw and I didn't know how to do it. You know what I mean? Like I said, I can build anything, but I don't know the etiquette and all that stuff. I just jumped into it with both feet, and I saw that he had the left lane is a
left lane is for crime.
Left lane is a crime. I saw the sign. I'm like, oh, I know Jay and blah blah blah, and I thought, okay, maybe I can get at least my sticker on that thing, And he shut it down, and then I was like, okay, I overstepped, and then I just started following him, with the whole thing that he's doing. It's just rad, Oh, and then he went down to Steve's shop, and Steve and I are good friends, and he's just like, dude, that dude's smart as fuck.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I don't know if he like works for the Pentagon or some crazy shit. You know what I mean? It's like top secret, whatever. But he's like, that dude's rich as, I mean, smart as hell, and this and that. And then he met with Robbie from LA Art, and Robbie, they hooked up some parts because Robbie's all American made stuff too.
Yeah. I've seen that he's running a lot of Robbie stuff.
Yeah. It's great shit. You know what I mean? It's Robbie stuff's the best. And we run on all our race bikes. All my FXRs have his stuff on it, you know.
It's quality shit.
Oh, it's quality shit.
That's a known thing. I guess they so I got a phone call from Buddy the other day, and he's like, "Hey, LA Art wants to know why they weren't invited." And I was like, "To my show, to my show tomorrow."
Yeah.
And I was like, "LA Art knows who I am? Like LA Art knows I'm having a show? Like that would have not crossed my mind in a million years. Like I have their Cush Drive on my bike. You know what I mean? Like I don't. LA Art's a staple to me. Like LA Art wants to come to my show, and I shot him a text. I never heard back. Hopefully, come to the next one. But
no, those are my boys.
I was like, I had no idea they would even be aware that that's happening.
Yeah, Justin and Robbie, those are my boys. Like I've known them for years outside of all this stuff. And then when I started this up, first person I hit was Justin. You know, I'm just like, hey, I got this idea. You know, and my idea was get a bunch of parts, put it on this FXR. You know, put your stuff on there, and then I'll raffle it off and give you guys credit for it and all that thing. I mean, not knowing, you know what I mean? I also went to the Born Free guys. I'm like, hey, I got this bike. And they're just like, fuck off, dude. Who are you? You got like 4 followers, you know, you're nobody. But, you know, so I learned the hard way.
Was that Harley at Born Free or the Born Free, like actual, like the.
I went to the Born Free. Okay, so I went to the thinking, you know, being arrogant, ego idiot that I was back then, not knowing, you know, there's protocol to all this stuff. I went to the Rolling Sands pre-party. Okay. And they were selling tickets. And I went up to the guy, hey, are you the man? He goes, yeah. I said, oh, I'm Frank Rosales. I got this foundation, blah, blah, blah. And he goes, oh, that's nice. It's just, because, I mean, I would have done the same thing. It's just like, he probably gets hit up all the time. He didn't know who I was, you know, but that was in the very, very, very beginning, you know. So I wanted to maybe give the bike away at Born Free, not knowing that there's this whole big thing, you know, but it's all good.
The first time I met those guys was at Chopper Fest, not this past one, but the one before. Yeah. And Shifter had been around for like 8 months, and I went over to the booth and was like, I was just like, hey, how, like, what's the process? How do I get into vend at Born Free? And they were like, good luck. Yeah. And I was like, oh, I'm never going to vend there then. Yeah. That's it. Well, like, okay.
Yeah. See, I mean, I've paid some dues. Like, so Robbie's program in 23, I sponsored it. My construction company did. So I was a title sponsor for LOA Arts BRL race team last year. Okay. Excuse me. And he knew what I was trying to do. And he goes, look, I kind of do whatever I want here in the cool guy area. He goes, I'm going to give you a little section of my, I got an 8-foot table. I'll give you 4 feet of it to give your stuff away and sit with us in the whole 9 yards. I get you passes the whole 9 yards. So me and Dave went down there and got in there. And that's where I really got to meet Steve. And I got to meet a lot of the boys down there, Tony, San Diego Customs guys, all those guys, Robbie or Chip and Mikey, and kind of start slowly building that relationship because you can't just jump in. You know what I mean? You got to pay your dues. And did it that year. And then the following year, Steve hit me up. He says, hey, do you want a booth? And I'm like, heck yeah, I do. You know, it's expensive, you know, but it was great. It was great. I took the race bike down there. I had Clay in there and we're signing autographs. And I think Clay signed 200 autographed posters. Tony signed about 100 of them. You know, just kids coming by, giving T-shirts away. It was just, again, just trying to brand, you know, hey, we are here. We're here to help the whole 9 yards. And it worked out really good.
Fuck yeah.
You know, it was rad.
Dude.
And then, then I went to Born Free out here and I got to hang out with those guys. It was great.
I wanted to ask you, like, I haven't been to Born Free, Texas yet. I really want to. We were fortunate enough to be able to help, or not help, but to give Jay some trophies to do for his pre-party. Yeah. And I want to make it out there. I just have so many irons in the fire right now.
Well, I saw the trophies and I'm like, fuck, he's out here. Where the hell you at? Yeah. You know, I thought you were out there, you know, because I saw the trophies on the thing and I was like, because Steve and I stayed there the night before and then we came in. And then I was like, shit, I didn't know you're there. You know, that was a party.
I wish. Like, there's so much stuff going on with like the Navy stuff and Shifter Crew and now the Harley thing. I'm just
real
like,
life and kids.
Yeah. And then I have a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old and a wife. And I'm like, I've coached T-ball. And like, that's the thing. Like, even at my event starts at 2 tomorrow. My son has a T-ball game at 9. Yeah. I'll be there at 11, guys. Yeah. Like, I don't know what you want me to say.
Exactly.
There's certain things that I'm just like,
got to do it.
I'm going to be there for it. You know, that season's 3 months long.
That's cool. I respect that. And I'm sure everybody else respects it too.
Yeah. They get it. Like, it's, sure. I mean, I'll miss practices and shit, but like, I'm not missing, you know what I mean? If I can, like, I was in Utah for a couple days. Like, I didn't make it then, but that's different. Like, I'm leaving the state kind of stuff. But if I'm going to be around and the show's only in Temecula, I'm going to do it. You know what I mean?
Exactly. But, that's cool. That's way cool. But, you know, Texas was awesome.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask kind of the differences because I haven't been out there.
It's way different, dude.
That's what I've heard.
It's way different. lot of cool guys in Irvine, I think. You know what I mean? It's totally different vibe. Everybody's super cool and chill in Texas. I feel everybody's super friendly, more spread out. You know, they had cool bands, great vendors. The whole FXR show, not FXR, is it the FXR show? Yeah. FXR tour.
Yeah.
I got to meet all those guys. They're super great guys. And what's funny is when Steve and I were leaving on Sunday, I was pulling out. And I got a brand new truck, and I pulled over, and I was had to use the bathroom real quick. And this dude in one of those mules, 6x6, you know, he was messing with me. He's like, he's gonna run me over. I'm like, I go, don't run me over. And he goes, no, I'm just kidding. He says, I'm gonna run you over. And I go, don't run me over. And I go, but really, don't hit my truck.
Yeah.
You know, please don't hit my truck. And I turned around, boom, he hit my truck. I'm like, oh, fuck. And Steve's all, dude, what happened? I go, that hippie dude just ran over my truck. He goes, oh, that was Oliver Peck. He's the owner of this whole place. I was like, oh shit.
Oh shit.
But
was he cool about it? Like,
oh, he was super cool, but he felt
like,
super bad.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's like I had no idea who he was. You know, when he tagged my truck, and I'm like, oh man, and I'm like, it's all right, dude, don't even worry about it. And Steve's like, dude, what the fuck? He gets out. I go, yeah, that fucking hippie dude, the long haired dude, just freaking hit my truck. He goes, oh, that's Oliver Peck. You know, I don't know who he is. You know, I guess he's a tattoo artist, but he owned the whole facility. You know, But super cool guy.
Yeah.
But everybody was just really cool, man. Really cool, and it's great to be on. It's fun to be on this side of it because there's so many people that I respect. You know, like as builders, Brandon from Speed Merchant. I mean, he's one of my favorite builders. That guy can build anything.
Yeah.
I met Corey and Texas. Just awesome people, man. You know, and it's cool to actually meet him. My Machinist, I'm a big fan of
Justin
him.
from My Machinist.
Yeah, and the boys from Clean Moto. I mean, they just build.
They won one of my trophies, I believe.
Yeah.
So we sent the trophies out. Jay sent me. I was like, "What do you think about doing this?" And it maybe 10 days prior. Like these things are, we can do them quick, but like not always. It kind of depends on what we have going. And I'm like, all right, let's make it work. And I called Dan, who's in charge of that's kind of his department. And I'm like, what do you think about doing the Texas flag on him? He's like, let's run it.
That's right.
So, and then I told him, I was like, dude, 50-50. I don't know if I'm going to make it. And obviously I didn't make it. So he's like, all right, man, I'm just going to FaceTime you for your pick for your trophy. And I'm like, all right. So he FaceTimes me and he's like, all right, man, here's the 10 bikes that are we're up here and just pick your pick. And I was like, all right, I got it down to 2. And I was like, polar opposite bikes. Like polar opposite. And I'm like, man, I really like these 2. And I'm like, hang on, let me call you back. I call Dan and I go, all right, man, I got it down to 2 bikes. You got to pick the one that's going to win. And he goes, I got to pick the fucking winner. I said, it started with 10, motherfucker. We're down to 2. I just need you to pick one. Yeah. So we get on the FaceTime with Jason. Dan, it was funny because Dan picked the bike that I liked less.
Yeah.
And then, but I was like, fine, I don't want to be in charge of this. And then Jace actually picked the FXR I like. So I was like, all right, cool. Like, both the bikes I like got a trophy.
That's cool.
But yeah, it's fun, man.
It's a hard run, man, because you know, all those bikes are just badass. And the more you see them in person, you know, it's one thing, you know, to see them in a magazine or see them on a podcast or whatever, but to see them, you know, they just keep getting better and better and better. You know, last year's the boys FXR division, Big Chris, I got to see that thing in Born Free Irvine, and I was just like, wow, that is something else, man. Yeah, that's a special bike. And then, you know, what the guys did at Clean Moto and Chuck, cool, even, you know, make Choppers Not Friends, Chuck's bike. Man, that thing was bad.
Yeah, like, and it's so cool to see. Like, I mean, I've talked about this before on here, but I just appreciate that. Like, you can walk up to somebody and be like, dude, this thing's fucking sick. Can you tell me about it?
Yeah.
And then they do. They can sit there and talk to you about it for hours. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's like, to me, that's kind of, that's such a big part of it. Like, riding the bikes is obviously what we all got into. And then being able to, this can sound maybe weird, like kind of have a relationship with your bike. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah.
Like, I feel like I get on my bike and I'm like,
I talk to it.
Yeah. I like pet it and shit, you know? Yeah. Like, I'm like, you're good.
Yeah.
Like,
don't fuck me on this one. Please start.
You make me so happy. But that's a part of it, dude. That's why I like the show part too, because like it's these people's opportunity to, like, they did something and then they get to show it off. There's no arrogance involved in that.
Yeah.
Like, be proud of this thing you made. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's rad.
And they're all so humble too. You know, I mean, it's just rad.
Yeah.
You know? Good stuff.
We're having a straight up good time, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is cool.
This is fun. Let's
I was all nervous about it too, but
Nah,
this is
dude, you're crushing it. No, I'm saying like in general we're having a straight up good time. But yeah, no, you're natural, dude.
Thank you.
We can look, we do have kind of a party to get to. There's a thing going on.
Oh, we
tonight.
do have a party to get to.
So this has been about an hour. We'll kind of try to
Right on.
and then I'd love to have you down again if you're down, man.
I'm totally down.
Fuck yeah.
Totally down.
Thanks for coming on, bro.
Thank you, bro.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Thanks, guys.